right now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Paris.
And I'm Valerie Cavazos. It's a well-known scam making a comeback. They call it virtual kidnapping. Now, here's how it works. Your phone rings and someone claims to have kidnapped your loved one.
They demand a ransom. You wire the money, but the kidnapping crime never happened. Now, tonight, the FBI has a renewed warning on an old scam surfacing in new ways.
Oftentimes, this is done through the phone, and it's a scam in which people are told that a relative has been taken and they are looking for money, ransom. Oftentimes in virtual kidnappings, the amount of money is very small, and they try to get the money as soon as possible. A lot of the information they're garnering through social media. A lot of people provide a lot of additional information on social media, more information than they probably should. They are oftentimes coming from Mexico, throughout Mexico, where they get the numbers again, through social media. A lot of times these happen, people are embarrassed by what happened and they don't report it. And the different means and methods in which these virtual kidnappings are going on. The most recent one that we're discussing here was an individual was actually convinced to go into Mexico and then provide money. The first thing to do is if the comments are made that I kidnapped your daughter, your relative, immediately hang up and get on the phone with and try to confirm that your relative is safe. And then immediately contact law enforcement. The power of persuasion is a little stronger when you're on the phone.
A good warning tonight.
Yep.
Honoring officers who made the ultimate sacrifice.
This is National Police Week. The Pima County Sheriff's Department held a ceremony to remember its fallen officers today. One message was to thank the surviving families for their service and the sacrifice they've endured. Another honoring the selflessness shown by people who wear the badge.
The men and women who serve this county and the surrounding areas have made a selfless commitment to run into danger. Our fallen ran into danger. You're not legally bound to do so, but the oath that you swore and the badge of honor that you live by is what keeps our current culture's chaos at bay.
And deputies who lost their lives also honored by a moment of silence following the reading of their names.
Governor Doug Ducey was in Tucson today at a building dedication ceremony for a new homeless center.
And 9 on your sides, Natalie Tarangioli joins us live from the newly renovated Center of Opportunity. Natalie.
Pat, Valerie, well, if you spend one summer here in Arizona, you know quickly just how hot it gets. Well, this new Center of Opportunity is opening next month, just in time to get people off the streets and out of the elements. Now, after more than a year of renovations, the Center of Opportunity at the Gospel Rescue Mission is ready to open. Someone in need would find many different services here: housing, food, medical care, workforce development, veteran services, all in the same place. Governor Ducey spoke at today's event. He says this center will be a model for other communities.
I think anybody that gets a chance to walk around and see the living quarters, the facilities, the chapel, the welcome center, the recreation room, knows what a difference that this facility is going to make in people's lives.
Now, this center isn't complete just yet. There are plans for low-income housing and a free clothing and furniture warehouse. And you can check out this new center if you want to before it opens next month. There's an open house tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. For now, reporting live from the South Side, Natalie Tarangioli, KGUN 9 on your side.
Natalie, thank you. And yes, summer is just around the corner, but can't quite tell as much with the latest
not at all.
temps.
It's just amazing how we're keeping these temperatures down this May. Last May, we had already had a string of 100-degree plus days, but not this year. Skycam right now showing a little bit of a breeze out there, and as the sun sets, we will see the wind settling down too this evening, and just a few high clouds. 80 degrees was our high temperature this afternoon at the Tucson International Airport. That is 12 degrees below the average of 92. 58, that's where we started this morning, and that too was a little bit below average. Average low on this date is 61 degrees, and there we go. The record high on this date, Could be 103. Back in 2003, it was 25-mile-an-hour winds in Show Low and 25-mile-an-hour winds in Sierra Vista in the last hour, 16 miles an hour in Tucson. So we're starting to see the wind speeds go down just a little bit, and we have seen some wind speeds up over 30 miles an hour this afternoon. More wind is in the forecast.
All right, thank you, Kyler. While Tucson Unified students can now wear Native American regalia during graduation ceremonies, one Phoenix area student is standing up for her right to do the same.
She decorated her graduation cap with beads that are important to her heritage, but the vice principal in the Desert District reportedly stopped her at the door and said she couldn't wear that hat inside. So instead, Larissa Waln stood outside, her family right by her side. And as her classmates arrived, she held up her native flags and the cap that started it all.
Our regalia, our star quilts, things that we do, it's for us to celebrate our children when they accomplish things. And that's what this is. It's not just because she wanted to decorate her cap and gown. That's not what it was about. It's about celebrating her life.
Wallen's family is not alone in questioning the district's policy. After weeks of fighting, the ACLU got involved, sending the district a 4-page letter citing Arizona's religious freedom laws. The school district responded to the ACLU's letter and called the policy a reasonable restriction. Officials said Wallen could wear an eagle feather in her hair or underneath her gown instead. Some mail thefts near Midtown ended up being caught on camera.
And the spread of surveillance cameras is improving chances of catching mail thieves. Now, this is video caught in the Sewell neighborhood just east of Craycroft. We see more and more examples of mail and package theft caught on camera. Postal inspectors say thieves often plead guilty when they know that they were on video, but it's still important to take other less technical precautions.
You don't want to have your mail sit there, because the more that it sits there, the more it's ripe for the opportunity for the wrong person at the wrong time to come and take it out of the mailbox. So if you can't be there, that's where we want to employ our neighborhood watch. We want to be able to trust our neighbors. We want to trust people in our household that can get the mail out of that box as soon as possible.
And another tip, when you're going out of town, it's important to ask the Postal Service to hold your mail too.
A special sale that could put you in a new outfit for a great price and a great cause, where you can buy a dress this weekend for just $5 to help a prom dream come true.
Plus, how you can get your hands on some memorabilia that belonged to the founder of Old Tucson. You're watching KGO 9 on your side. We featured the famous attraction that lies on the other side of Tucson mountains in our Absolutely Arizona pieces. Of course, we're talking about Old Tucson.
And now some of what makes Old Tucson a Wild West attraction can be yours. Taking a look now at an auction that's live. There are more than 70 items listed that belong to Old Tucson's founder, the late Bob Shelton. The auction is live right now. It'll close out on May 23rd. Some interesting things there. Yeah. Calling all shopaholics, a local nonprofit is holding an event this weekend selling $5 dresses for a good cause.
What?
Yes.
Cinderella's Closet Tucson is hosting the Bippity Boppity Boutique sale at the Junior League of Tucson. Their goal is to sell everyday dresses and make enough money to buy prom dresses for people in need.
A lot of the girls that come to us, they would come because they can't afford a dress and they may not get to go to prom without one.
Such a great idea. The event will take place Saturday from 10 to 1.
Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Can you imagine? Just you call that up and you hear it, or you have to say it all the time.
You have to say it a couple of times every minute. All right, Kyler Diggs, you can tell us about these great temperatures you've got on the forecast.
Yes, we're bebopping right on into the weekend, and we've got some great temperatures, but it's going to come with some wind. But look at that nice view right now. You can kind of see that dust hanging out in our atmosphere. More of that is on the way.
And just minutes away, Arizona softball begins the NCAA tournament tonight. What Coach Mike Candrea is saying about how he'll use his pitching staff. You're watching KGO 9 on your side.
First Warning Weather brought to you by Hamstra Heating and Cooling.
Let's check the numbers coming in from the Tucson International Airport right now. It is another comfortable evening, 78 degrees, 26 degrees on the dew point, 15% humidity. So the area is starting to dry out a little bit from where we were this morning. And the wind, well, it's still with us out of the northwest at 16 miles an hour. And you can see just a few high clouds drifting in from the northwest. Right now in Wilcox at 72 degrees, 81 in Safford, 77 in Nogales, 81 in Phoenix. And well, those were the highs this afternoon. It seems like it ought to be right now, but right now we've dropped it to 80 in Phoenix and 72 in Nogales and Wilcox. The wind speeds, they will settle down as the sun goes down, but still pretty gusty across Graham and Cochise County with sustained winds of over 25 miles an hour. And remember, tomorrow is Armed Forces Day, and we'll be saluting those who serve our country, and we'll be doing it with some pretty nice temperatures. But to start out in the morning, we'll see temperatures dropping into the 50s, mostly clear skies. As I mentioned, we could see just a few high clouds, but nothing that should distract us from seeing the full flower moon tonight. Now, it's officially full at 2:11 tomorrow, and there's a lot of talk about, well, it's a blue moon. Is it a blue moon? Is it not? Okay, let's try and sort this out. Because in the typical sense, we say a blue moon is 2 full moons in the same month. But if you go back through the Library of Congress and into other almanacs, they say, well, actually, a blue moon is when you have 4 full moons in one season, okay? And it's the 3rd full moon of the 4. Did you get that? If not, you can look it up on the web and you can find more information about it. So yes, it is a blue moon, but maybe not in the typical sense that we're used to talking about a blue moon. 63 degrees in Albuquerque, 48 degrees in Flagstaff, 81 in Yuma, and 66 in San Diego. Still have quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity through the northern plains, pushing out of the Rockies out ahead of another low pressure system that is even bringing some more snow to some of the higher elevations of Colorado, Utah, into Nevada. And the wind, of course, continues for us, and it will continue over the next several days as we go right on through the weekend. We will see breezy conditions, especially Sunday when the wind really kicks into gear with another low pressure system moving through, and that's where we will see the strongest winds probably Sunday and Monday, and then finally slacking off just a little bit by the middle of the week. Overnight lows tonight, 40s across Cochise County, 50s for the rest of us, and we'll take you into the 7-day forecast where I think you're going to be a little bit surprised to see 74 degrees on Monday, and then finally warming up by the end of next week. Let's head on over to Jason Barr.
All right, thank you, Kyler. Taylor McQuillan is set to take the mound for Arizona softball in her final postseason. The Wildcats meet Harvard in the Tucson Regional tonight. Alyssa Denham and Hannah Bowen and maybe others will pitch for Arizona in the NCAA tournament.
We're stronger. I think our numbers are stronger. Our confidence is stronger. The team's trust in any pitcher that goes out there is significantly stronger. So I wouldn't be surprised to see anybody in the circle for Arizona softball this postseason.
You know, we always have someone in relief, someone in short relief, someone in long relief, just in case. So we're always kind of prepared for that. But it's really a gut decision that you make during the game. Nothing that I can draw on a board and say this is the way we're going to go today.
Yeah, Taylor's still going to pitch most of the innings. Tonight's game is at 8:30 on ESPN2, and it follows the Colorado State-Auburn game, which is just underway right now at Hillenbrand Stadium. Arizona women's